Chapter 5, Friend of the Devil. When it rains, it hails. When it storms, it snows. When I stop, I slow. When I drink, I blow. Bubbles. Maya Angelou when she died. Humbo and Gilbert crashed through the door of the castle and saw the evil red bastard. His horns were even larger in person. Humbo flinched a little. Satan roared loudly and shook the castle. In the distance, they saw Tyrannon and Vladimir Putin sitting at a table eating creme fraiche and caviar on Ritz crackers. Fucking assholes. Humbo and Gilbert shouted at Satan, calling him a stupid cocksucker. They exclaimed it was unfair and that he can stick it up his smelly white asshole that was probably getting fucked by the sexy dragon named Tyrannon. Just to be clear, I think that, not Humbo and Gilbert. I am not Humbo and Gilbert, despite what you may think. Also, Satan had some mad swamp ass. John P. Satan Jr. started spawning in random fucking minions like Goombas from Mario and minions from Despicable Me. The minions started laughing like ba ha 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 ha, and they sang the annoying fucking ba 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 na 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 song. This drove Humbo and Gilbert insane, and they screamed in agony. "Mommy!" shouted Gilbert. But then, all of a sudden, Humbo and Gilbert saw apparitions appear in front of them. Two ghostly figures spoke to them almost like they were dreaming. It was their newly discovered fathers, Smith Smithers and Tyler Taylor. They whispered something to Humbo and Gilbert, but honestly, I couldn't hear what they had to say because they spoke really quietly. Humbo and Gilbert suddenly roared a loud battle cry with white lights beaming from their eyes and hands. They suddenly grew like 10 times their size, so now they were the same height as Satan. Vladimir Putin looked over and pissed his pants. Anyway, the guys were stunned by the way they looked and touched each other and pinched themselves to make sure they weren't dreaming. They turned around and faced Satan. Satan just said, "Sue, what now?" And Humbo slapped him. He then said, "Fight me, you big silly willy oaf." Satan became angry and picked up his entire castle and threw it into the nearby ocean. The fight was just now starting. Humbo used his magic to conjure a huge badass battle axe, and Gilbert decided to use his fist to put the bastard to shame. Satan grabbed Humbo by his shoulders, but Humbo used his magic to conduct electricity throughout his body to shock Satan. He then chopped Satan's arm off with his magic axe, and Satan shouted, "Owie!" Gilbert teleported behind Satan and put his hands over his eyes, following up with, "Guess who, motherfucker?" Then he kicked Satan in the nads and broke his spine with one quick palm to the lower lumbars. Satan then rolled on his back, started crying, and for some reason transformed into a small human baby. Humbo and Gilbert returned to their original sizes and held Satan. Satan shit himself, so Vladimir Putin ran over and yelled, "My son, my beautiful son!" Humbo swiftly pulled out a shotgun and put it to Putin's head. He commanded him to step back and that him and Gilbert had plans for him and his dragon. Gilbert sat the baby down somewhere safe, and they both slowly walked back to Putin and Tyrannon for one final confrontation.